Sadhu Sang is life-saving. It can save us from all these problems. All our problems in spiritual life are due to lack of spiritual taste. If we had a spiritual taste, there would be no need for any seminars or festivals. We would all be running around like crazy, chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare. But as long as our anarthas remain in our heart, we cannot go mad with love. Rather, we have gone mad but in a different way. Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami would run around Vrindavan with hearts overflowing with love. Our heart is also overflowing with love for material objects, lust. What prevents us from relishing this taste are the anarthas. But when we meet a sadhu, they help us develop the taste for sadhana bhakti. The following story about Jivan Thakur is a very enlightening example of this principle. Jivan Thakur was a very pious man who lived his whole life in his village during the time of Sanatan Goswami. He was engaged in some spiritual activities, but he was very poor. When he grew old, Jivan Thakur decided that he would not be able to live in such poverty anymore. He came to in Kashi, Banaras, to see Vishwanath, a powerful deity who fulfills all the desire of those who come to him. So Jivan Thakur prayed to Lord Shiva in the following way, quote, I have been worshipping you all my life. All my life I remain poor. And now I'm too old to be poor. Make me rich at least at the end of my life, unquote. So he returned to where he was staying overnight. Vishwanath Shiva came to him and said, quote, go to Braj. There lives a Babaji, a sadhu called Sanatan Goswami. Find him and he will make you rich, unquote. So Jivan Thakur happily thought, wow, it works. Vishwanath has shown mercy to me. So he went to Braj, where he found Sanatan Goswami and said to him, quote, Sanatan Goswami, Prabhu, help me. Shiva himself told me that you can make me rich. Please make me rich, unquote. Sanatan Goswami replied, quote, how can I make you rich if I myself a beggar? Look at me, all I have is a learned cloth, unquote. Quote, well, Shiva could not be mistaken. Make me rich. Sanatan Goswami remembered that he has a philosopher's stone. One day as he was walking along the road, he has stumbled over a philosopher's stone. He had picked it up, but thought, quote, well, it will be of no use to me. It will only be an impediment, unquote. So he hid it in his garbage, thinking, quote, it might come in a handy for someone, unquote. So now he remembered and said, quote, yes, I have something for you over there in my pile of garbage. He picked up the stone, gave it to him and said, quote, Jivan Thakur, this is for you. Now you can fulfill any desire. If you touch it to iron, the iron will turn into gold. You can get rich. No one had such a stone. So we will continue reading a beautiful story. that what this our material attachment will lead us to. Very well. So we will continue reading Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita. We are on volume number 3, chapter title as New Jagannath Puri. The kirtan in the park was most beautiful sight Linda ever seen. The dancers were swaying back and forth, their arms raised against the open sky. And in the middle of the dance was a dark, gray-haired, wise person sitting and chanting. As she moved in closer, she began to sway with the devotees. Then she sat down and started chanting, wanting to find out what was going on. After more than an hour of chanting, the elderly leader finally stopped the kirtan, and Linda began walking to some of the devotees. Although the Swami had slipped away, some of his followers has remained, handing out flowers and invitations to the Sunday love feast, and picking up the timpani and the flags. One of them asked her to come with them to the temple. Linda found the devotees to be something like hippies, but not scruffy street people like most of the hippies she had met. They were attractive, non-repellent. Madrasas and plants decorated the little storefront temple. When she stopped before a painting of people singing and dancing, one of the devotees said, quote, "This is Lord Chaitanya and his associates," unquote. A devotee gave her some prasadam, and Linda left that night without meeting the Swami. Next day, however, at 7 in the morning, she returned, eager for another chance to see him. She thought he had noticed her at the park and might remember her. She had made a drawing of him and she wanted to show him. That morning, as Prabhupada chanted prayers and led kirtan, Linda didn't take her eyes off him. And when he asked everyone to chant Hare Krishna with him on beats, she excitedly accepted a strain from one of the devotees and tried to chant like him. As I was telling His Holiness Hanuman Prasad Swami Maharaj, that it's so nice that you are giving your darshan for an hour and a half. It's enlightened us by having your presence. And Maharaj wrote me that we will come up with some plan, better plan. So let's see. Maharaj is so nice. He said, I would like to join this beautiful Sangha. And Maharaj, I'll have to talk to him, Maharaj, in detail. They are kind personalities, always wants to help. I mentioned that maybe I can imbibe that picture on the screen with you, Maharaj, in my heart. Hare Krishna. Then he began reading the Sanskrit verse to begin his lecture. And Linda was captivated by the sound. If she were to continue with her graduate program in Greek, she would study Sanskrit next. So she listened with keen interest, proud that perhaps no one else in the room could understand as well as she. Later the same morning, she met Srila Prabhupada upstairs in his apartment, and Linda is describing that meeting in her own word as follows. In the first conversation I had with him, Swamiji summed up Greek civilization for me in a couple of sentences. He explained that Srimad Bhagavatam was the source of stories like the Iliad and the Odyssey, and was the source of Platonic philosophy. I was thrilled. Of course, I believed him. I knew that whatever he was speaking was the truth. There was no doubt in my mind, and he didn't discourage my love for Socrates. He told me that Socrates was actually a devotee in disguise. Then he began telling me the story of Krishna's the butter thief. And I said, quote, "Oh yes, I know that story. I saw a dance about Krishna as the butter thief," unquote. He was very pleased and he laughed. He said, quote, "Oh yes, you know," unquote. This encounter with Swamiji was like meeting an old friend because I felt completely at home and protected. And I felt I have found what I was looking for. Here I could use my intelligence and ask the question I had always wanted to ask in the school. Prabhupada initiated Linda, giving her the name Lilavati. Seeing her eagerness to serve him personally, he decided to teach her to cook by having her prepare his lunch. He already had a little weekend cooking class in which he taught Janki, Govindadasi, Nandarani, and others the art of cooking for Krishna. Now he invited Lilavati to come. He would back and forth in the small room, showing the girls how to knead dough, cook chapatis, measure spices in the right palm, and cut vegetables and cook them in a ghee with masala. The foods were basic: rice, chapatis, cauliflower with potatoes. But he wanted to teach the girls precisely how to cook. So Mukunda is explaining in his own word that incident. One day, just out of curiosity, I went in to witness Swamiji's cooking class. So I came in and stood at the doorway to Swamiji's kitchen. The women were learning how to cook, and Swamiji said to me, quote, "What are you doing?" unquote. "Oh," I said, "I just came to see my wife." Then Swamiji said, "Are you going back to Godhead or back to wife?" Everyone was amused, and I realized I wasn't welcome, so I left. The incident made me reflect on Swamiji's seriousness. For one thing, I learned that I should not be so attached to my wife. And secondly, I learned that his relationship with the woman and what he was teaching them was actually very sacred. Not like the sometimes frivolous association between husband and wife. Because he spent many hours in the kitchen teaching them, they were very inspired. Lilavati tended to be proud. Many of the devotees were not college graduates, and none of them were classical scholars. She sometimes typed for Swamiji, did his wash, or brought flowers to his room in the morning. And he had quickly chosen her to be his exclusive cook. After only a few days of cooking lessons, Swamiji has told her, quote, "All right, you cook," unquote. And now he came in only occasionally to check on her. Once when he saw her rolling chapatis, he said, "Oh, you have learned very nicely," unquote. Preparing Swamiji's meal just right with the proper spicing without burning anything and on one time was a challenge. By the time Lilavati finished, she would be perspiring and even crying from tension. But when she bought his lunch, he would ask her to bring an empty plate, and he would serve her portions from his own plate and invite her to eat with him. For the first few days, Lilavati made remarks about the wonderful taste of the prasadam. And Swamiji would smile or raise his eyebrows. But then she noticed that he never spoke while eating, but seems to be concentrating intensely as he sat cross-legged, bending his body over the plate of prasadam and eating with his right hand. What we do, we talk so much right while eating. But one day on Ekadasi, Lilavati arrived late at Swamiji's apartment, thinking there would not be much cooking on a fasting day. But when she entered the kitchen, she found Swamiji himself busily cooking. He was heating something white in a skillet, vigorously stirring and scraping it from the bottom of the pan. "Oh," he said, "I was wondering, where is that girl?" Lilavati was too shy to ask what Swamiji was doing. So she simply busied herself cutting vegetables. "Today is a fast day," she said, as if cheating Swamiji for cooking. "You have to understand," he replied. "In Krishna consciousness, a fast day means a feast day. We are offering these to Krishna." Lilavati continued to keep her distance from Swamiji's whitish, sticky-looking preparation until he completed it and placed it on the windowsill to cool. Quote, "Later it will harden," he said, "and we can cut it and serve it." And with that, he turned and walked out of the kitchen. When Lilavati finished cooking and showed Swamiji his Ekadasi lunch, he asked her to bring him some of that thing on the windowsill. He took a bite, seemed pleased, and asked Lilavati to call Mukunda and Janki to taste it. Janki took a bite and exclaimed, "It's wonderful, simply wonderful, incredible. What is this?" Turning on Lilavati, Swamiji asked, "What is in this preparation?" "I don't know, Swamiji," she said. "You don't know?" he replied. "You were standing right by me in the kitchen and you don't remember?" Lilavati's face turned red. "Oh, Swamiji," Lilavati replied, "I was very busy. I just didn't see." "Oh, you are busy without intelligence," he replied. And he laughed for a long time until Mukunda was also laughing. Lilavati felt even more humiliated. Swamiji asked Janki if she could tell what was in the preparation. She couldn't accept that it was sweet. He then sent Lilavati downstairs to get Govinda Dasi and Gaura Sundar. When they entered, Swamiji told Lilavati, quote, "Go get some more of the simply wonderful thing," unquote. Again, this time in front of 4 devotees, Swamiji asked Lilavati, quote, "So what is in this preparation?" unquote. And again she defended herself She had been too busy to notice. And again he laughed until everyone was laughing with him. He then asked Govinda Dasi to taste, quote, simply wonderful, unquote, and say what was in it. Immediately she guessed sugar, butter, and powdered milk. Oh, Swamiji looked at Leelavati. Quote, she is an artist. She is intelligent, unquote. To Leelavati, the whole episode was a devastating ordeal. Only later did she understand that Swamiji had been trying to teach her humility, pride. Nobody accepted. And this is that I was reading the Tranada Pishunichana Tarori Bhashishnuna, that verse, Gaur Govinda Swami Maharaj, and says that is the pride, prestige is the paramour of what the word Gaur Govinda Swami used, that when we have that like a cheating propensity, that kapatya is the paramour of pride or the name and fame. And it was there that so long we have any kind of pride in our life, even if you renounce everything and the renouncer will feel proud, I renounce everything, that's also an impediment to chant the holy name purely. So this is very, very nice to listen that humility is we should wear on our neck. It was 7 a.m. Srila Prabhupada sat on his dais in the temple. And beside him on an altar stood the recently acquired statue of Krishna. The child Krishna stood 2 feet high, and with the left hand on his hip, his right hand holding a rod. Guru Das had found him at an import store and had begged the manager to sell him. And after several visits, the man had agreed for $35. Prabhupada had given him the name Kartami Sai, the boss. This morning, as Prabhupada and Kartami Sai looked out at the devotees in the room, only about 6 people were present. The night before, the temple had been crowded. Quote, where are others? Unquote, Prabhupada asked. And then he gave the answer himself. They are sleeping. All this sleeping is not good, Haribol. He took out his kartal and began playing 1, 2, 3 rhythm. Mukunda took up a mridanga and played along, trying to execute the rhythms Srila Prabhupada had recently taught him. Srila Prabhupada had not even begun singing when the door opened and half a dozen barefoot hippies wandered in, reeking of marijuana. They glanced around, then sat down on the floor with the devotees as Prabhupada began singing Guru Astakam, the Vaishnava prayer to the spiritual master. Although none of his disciples knew the words, they loved to listen to Swamiji sing these morning prayers. Unhurriedly, he sang each verse, several times repeating each line, deliberately developing the mood of unadulterated service to the spiritual master. Then one of the hippies, a boy with long straight blonde hair and a red headband, began mumbling, fidgeting, and mooing. Someone softly asked him to be quiet. The boy paused, but then moaned again. Swamiji and his follower were used to drugged hippie who stayed up all night and came to the morning program, sometimes disturbing things. Usually the visitors any submission, and even if they are occasionally called out in a strange mood, they usually found peace in chanting Hare Krishna and would try to blend with the energy of the devotees. But today's discordant visitor seems irritated by the chanting, as if it were challenging him. Rather, he sounded like he was challenging it. The devotees began clapping in time with Prabhupada kartals. And when Prabhupada began singing Hare Krishna, his half dozen followers immediately joined him, chanting both lead and chorus. Prabhupada looked at them gravely, encouraging the big regal early morning band of youngsters, and they responded determinedly. The guests sat in drugs contemplation, although one or two tried singing alone. But the blond boy with the red headband remained adamantly disharmonious, moving defiantly as if trying to throw off the effect of the chanting. Nonetheless, despite the boy's moving, which was sometimes loud and savage, Prabhupada kept singing and the devotees kept chanting. Mukunda and Hayagriva exchanged anxious glances but tolerated the boy, unsure what else to do. Some of the devotees were disturbed and even frightened, but they had also heard Swamiji say in recent lectures that advanced devotees aren't shaken in any circumstances. Swami was the leader, not the devotional leader, but also in how to respond to this intruder. So they waited and watched him for a sign. Prabhupada remained undisturbed, but although after 20 minutes the kirtan was strong and determined, the blond boy's madness was not going away. As the chanting built up momentum, he became more agitated. He screamed like a lost soul and howled like a rock singer. He was becoming more and more troubled and angry. When the devotees rose to their feet and began dancing, the boy began dancing too, but in his own way, crying and pounding his chest. Mukunda played louder on the drum. The sounds were discordant, a clash of individual madness and group chanting, until Prabhupada finally brought the kirtan to a close. The devotees bowed their head to the floor, and Srila Prabhupada intoned the Sanskrit prayers honoring the spiritual masters, the Supreme Lord, and the sacred places. All glories to the assembled devotees, he said. They responded, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prabhupada said. And then, as was his morning custom, he announced, chant one round. Everyone sat down, including the crazy hippie. The devotees put aside the drums and kartals, reached for their large red beads, and began chanting japa in unison. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Fingering one bead at a time, they uttered the mantra, then proceeded to the next bead. Surprised at this turn of events, the blond boy commented loudly, "Far out," as rapid chanting filled the room. The boy jumped to his feet and shouted, "Come with me." He whirled about, faced Srila Prabhupada, and howled, "I'm God." Then he began screaming long, loud, perfect cries. "Oh, ooh, ah, ooh." He sobbed, growled, grumbled, stomped his feet like a small child. He explored every sound his voice could make, beating his fist on his chest again and again. He cried, "I'm God." And one of the boy's friends suddenly played a few notes on a panpipe. But Srila Prabhupada kept chanting japa, and the devotees also tried to continue chanting undaunted, while at the same time keeping an eye on the madman and wondering where it would all end. Then with a final violent ejaculations, the boy shrieked, "I'm God," and in anger and disgust strode out of the room, slamming the door behind him, yelling as he ran down the street. We will stop here. We should be punctual in our practices. Devotee may have to leave, so before they leave, we would like to offer our humble obeisances at the desk of these wonderful Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, that they take austerity to wake up early in the morning. It's not easy. And give their kind support to all of us and make our morning and day so jubilant. You know, I was reading, what is Krishna consciousness? So Gaur Govinda Swami Maharaj explained in one sentence, when you see anything, you should not see the external form, but you should see your favorite Lord in them. And other thing Maharaj says, that we should know that everything is included in Krishna. So if we do these two things, we will remain Krishna conscious according to Gaur Govinda Swami Maharaj. So we should not see any other form than our Istadev everywhere. We give a respect to the devotees, not to the devotees, but we are giving respect to the Istadev sitting within their heart. And if we can see, then you will be able to offer obeisances to anyone, because our Istadev is in every living being and even in the stone and pebbles, trees and plants. He is everywhere. And everything is included in him. That's a wonderful meditation to be meditate during the day. So I think I have some challenges that I may have to keep on drying that rooms, 3 places is leaking. I don't know how much damage it may have, but I have called him, so he said he's gonna come. They just put that, I think that it was my mistake to let them take it out, those singles, and start working on it, because I know that it's gonna rain and they can't finish it, but I thought they knows what they are doing, and they said, don't worry. I asked them and they said, no, we will put that, whatever the paper insulation, plastics, so there shouldn't be any problem, but they might have missed something. Anyway, he will come, and Always we should know that there is some reason. Krishna has sent for whatever the reason is this, we don't know. But if we keep on meditating Krishna, maybe will one day. This is our life. We have to accept everything in a peaceful way, happy way. Krishna never do anything which we don't deserve. So have that faith in his word. And he also says, my devotee never perishes. So our job is to prove ourselves, not just putting the tilak or wearing the dhoti, but cleanse our heart. So by the help of the holy name, so Radha and Krishna can always shine in our heart. That's the process. And all external thing has no real value. We will remain submerged. Yesterday I practiced quite a bit Rag Bhopali. There are so many alankars, that they play to bring some emotions in our heart. I like that rag so much. So I'm going to still practice it. I'm not a professional. I don't know the harmonium that good, but I just follow the keys, Sha, Re, Ga, Pa, Da, Ni, Sa, like that. And I write those notes and then try to sing in that, and then slowly you convert into the holy name. So thank you very much for joining. I would like to offer my humble obeisances. Vanchakalpatarubhasya kripa sindhubhaivacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So I give